Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Drew. This is Just a Guy Linux, and this is another video about DWM. Well, as you can see, I am on a Debian 13.1 Trixie, and this is DWM. Just so you know, if you like this version of DWM, you can get it at my Codeberg page. There's an installation. It does basically all the work for you, especially if you are on something like Debian, maybe Ubuntu, who knows, or something of that ilk. About a month ago, my buddy Matt, aka the Linux Cast, mentioned that he was considering going back to i3 because of the tabbed groups functionality. Now, I had not used tab groups before, but I was curious. Obviously, it's something that he added to his workflow. I wondered if it was going to help my workflow as well. Also, as a DWM user, I knew that there was suckless tools and some software called tabbed, but I didn't know very much about it. I also knew there was a tab patch for DWM, and I did not want to use this because it is displayed only with the monocle layout. So I wanted to be able to use it without having to change layouts. The other reason why I wanted to include this tabbed was, let's just say I wanted to try and use tabbed with BSPWM. Now that's a separate project, but I did get that working, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're just going to stick to DWM. So before I go too far on how this works, including the scripting and keybinds and so on and so forth, let me just explain what it looks like while it's working. So I'm going to open up Thunar. And as you can see, Thunar is the active window. Right now, I'm just going to hit Super T, which basically puts it in kind of a tabbed group. It has started a tabbed group. Now, I need to go over to Firefox now, which is super and then left arrow key, and add this to the tabbed group. So I'm going to use Super T again, and now it is added. Now you've got two separate windows added to this tab group, as you can see. So up here, I can go between Thunar and Firefox, and both of them are in full screen. So that's how it works functionally. I also have it to a keybind, so I can just go Alt and Tab. Alt Tab just goes back and forth between these two windows. And if I want, let's just say I want to add a third window, you're going to have to do it manually. And the reason why is because DWM is a little bit more tricky to know what the window ID is. So I'm just going to add like a terminal. And like I said before, if I want to, I can just keep them both separate, or I can say Alt T and it adds it to the tabbed group. What if I don't want my terminal as part of the tab group anymore? I'm just going to say Alt is how I'm actually using this as a modifier. So it's Super Alt T, okay? And it removes it from the tabbed group. It has it on its own window again. Let's go back though for a second, okay? And now I've got all three back. And again, I can say Alt Tab to switch between these three windows. Now, what if I wanted to just close one of the windows within the tab? Well, I would just use Alt Q. Now, Super Q is going to basically close everything. You're going to close the entire tabbed group. But if you just want one of the windows within the tab group to close, you need to use Alt Q. And now Alt Q allows, close the terminal, and oops, I messed up. And I'm still able to go between these two windows within the tab group. Hope that makes sense. Now, if you're stuck, there is documentation. It's in the README at my Codeberg DWM setup. You're going to go down here, and you're going to see that right there, Super T, attach a focus window to the tab group, and Super Alt T, detach the focus window from the tab group. It also will explain what you can do in terms of tab management here. So Super T, again, attach, Super Alt T, detach. Alt Tab and Alt Shift Tab both work for either. So that way, I guess if you have like a bunch of tabs, you can go next tab or previous tab, and you can also use Alt 1 through 9. So like right now, if I just go Alt 1, Alt 1, or Alt 2, I'm able to switch between the two because there's only 2 tabs, so it's not that big a deal. But if you've got a lot of tabs, then it makes more sense. Okay. Now, from this point on, I guess we're going to be talking a lot more nuts and bolts and how this stuff works together, including what the script looks like and so on. So if you're not that interested, I totally get it. I am going to go all the way up to the top, and we're going to talk about how this kind of works. So the install script, I'm not going to show it. I've showed it before. But if you want, it's right here, and you can see what it's actually doing. But the TLDR is that it moves this suckless directory to your .config, as well as a bunch of other things, and then it builds DWM and so on. So if you're looking here, Dunst and DWM and PyCom, but this is new. This directory here, this tabbed directory, is fairly new, last week. And what that is doing is it's allowing us to do just this kind of functionality that we were demonstrating before. So let's go over to Workspace 1. And we're going to look at how this gets invoked. Obviously, I didn't use the config.def.h or the config.h for DWM to put the keybinds in for DWM tabs. I'm actually using SXHKD. It's a lot easier, a lot cleaner when you can just make one change and then hit super escape, and it just says this is reloaded. You don't have to rebuild. Okay, that's the point. I'm going to go over here to DWM tabs, okay? Now, so in the DWM tabs bash script, there are some tools that are being used. Obviously, at the very top, we're going to talk about the location of the tabbed program, which is the suckless tab container program. And obviously, this is the location. As I mentioned before, when we were looking at the Codeberg repo, it's going to be located in .config suckless tabbed as the directory, and then tabbed again is the tab container program. Also, we're going to be using xprop because xprop reads the X11 window properties or the metadata. Okay, xdotool, what does that do? It basically simulates inputs and queries to Windows. I guess that's the best way to describe that. And the last thing, where is it? Last thing is this, actually. It's xwinfo, and that gets detailed information about Windows, and that's what that does. It gets detailed information about Windows. Now, I'm not going to talk about every single line of code here, but I'm just going to talk about in generalities. So what this is doing is basically it checks if a window is a tabbed container, and that's what that does, okay? Now, maybe my comments aren't the greatest. I mean, they're basically one line. So if it's a little cryptic, I apologize. But if you're looking at this section here, what does it do? It returns the window ID that currently has keyboard focus. So I don't know, let's just say like this here. Actually, let me go ahead and pull this whole thing, copy that, and let's open up a terminal. And let's just put that there. And it gives you this. It gives you the ID code for the window. Okay, that's what that does. Now we obviously need a way to create a tabbed container, but we also need logic in order to attach the window to the tab container. So that's what these two sections basically are doing. They're basically creating a tab container, and then they're attaching it attaching the window to the tab container. Oh man, that just sounded really bad. So this is just looking to see if there is an existing tabbed container on the current workspace, because yes, I can read my own comment. That's brilliant, Drew. Okay, let's go down here though. Down here, you have the do attach and the do detach, which are the main operations of the script. And in this case, all you really need to do as far as the scripting itself is just kind of follow along with the comments, frankly. Um, and, if this, then don't do anything. And then find the tab container or create a new one, and then attach the window to the tab container. I mean, there's not a lot to the actual logic. It's actually more challenging to follow along with the detach logic than there is in the attach logic, if that makes any sense at all. So how does this connect with the keybind? So this do attach is significant because you're going to super T, and then it runs this DWM tabs, and then it does the attach portion of DWM tabs script. So what does that do? It basically runs the attach, it gets the focused window ID, it searches the windows for a tabbed container. If it is found, it attaches. If it's not, it creates one, and then it attaches. And then your window is basically removed out of normal tiling and appears as a tab. So, and maybe you just don't care about this part at all and just want to go and be able to switch between two tabs in your DWM, and that is fine as well. This to me was a really cool exercise to be able to extend DWM, a window manager that I care about so deeply. By the way, I have tried to do this on BSPWM. It's actually easier to do it than in DWM. Now, I don't know if I said that before, but just wanted to clarify if I did. Regardless, thank you very much for watching. It is a pleasure to be asked, actually, to do this video, because that's what happened. Somebody saw the changes in the DWM setup repo and asked for this video, and happy to oblige. So with that, thanks, and see you next time.